of this meeting of January 20th, 2026 was included in a list of meetings that was advertised in the Courier on January 8th, 2026, and as a teleconference was noticed on the official Dunellen website on January 16th, 2026, and on the public bulletin board on North Avenue on January 16th, 2026, and has remained continuously posted as the required notice. Mayor Salento,
Present.
Council President Lance. Here. Mrs. Albertson. Here. Mrs. Rios. Here. Mr. Scott.
Here.
Mr. Sigmund.
Here.
And Mrs. Vandermark.
Here.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, item 3, mayor's appointments to boards, commissions, and authorities. We have an appointment of Ed Kolowak to the Mara House Restoration Committee with an expiration of 12/31/2026, as it's an annual appointment. We received an email today. Ed was unable to make it today, so he will schedule an appointment with Mrs. Stats on getting the oath of office at the clerk's office. We thank him for his service and stepping forward, and all volunteers for stepping forward, and we encourage all residents and business owners to involve themselves in one of our many opportunities to volunteer for our Miracle Mile. Okay, item number 4 on the agenda is proclamations. We have 2 proclamations, one recognizing Arbor Day of 2026 and recognizing January as National Radon Action Month. And so our first proclamation is Arbor Day, and I'll kindly ask, is there a count? You're here for the radon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're a shade tree person, so yeah, you want to read it too? I'll give you the pleasure of doing it. I speak enough at these meetings, so why not give it to you, Mr. Cummins? Welcome back to the dais. Mr. Cummins used to be a council member.
Opposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the water, reduce life-saving oxygen, and provide a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our borough increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore, Jason F. Salento, Mayor of the Borough of Dunellen, does hereby proclaim Friday, April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day.
Thank you, Mr. Cummins. Next up is January National Radon Action Month.
Okay. Whereas radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that comes from the soil and becomes a health hazard when concentrated in a home, school, business, or other building. And whereas exposure to radon gas is the largest individual source of annual radiation exposure for our nation's residents. Whereas radon is invisible, colorless, and odorless. And whereas testing for radon is the only way to know if a person is being exposed. And whereas elevated levels of radon in homes have been detected in every state and nation. And whereas radon is the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers and the second leading cause of lung cancer following smoking. And whereas national standards of practice are available that can successfully lower radon levels in homes or ensure homes are constructed with radon-resistant techniques. And whereas knowledgeable radon professionals are available to provide radon testing and mitigation services across the nation. And whereas all people should be aware of this potential threat to health and act now to reduce the risk of developing lung cancer in the future. Now be it proclaimed that Jason F. Salento, Mayor of Dunellen, does declare January as National Radon Action Month. That the month-long observation is dedicated to recognizing the health risks posed by exposure to radon and encouraging Dunellen residents to test their homes, schools, and buildings for radon, remediate those buildings with elevated radon levels, and build new homes using radon-resistant techniques.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cummins, for reading the proclamations and for your service on OEM and certs. as well as on the Shakespeare Commission. So double whammy this evening.
And the mayor's draft pedestrian safety.
Oh, now pedestrian, well, we don't have a proclamation on that.
Radon is actually a relatively low level of concern in Dunellen, for those that didn't know it. Only 3% of the homes have tested for moderately high levels of radon, so we're fortunate in that regard, so.
Thank God. Okay, thank you, sir. Next up is item number 5, which we have 2 items, the approval of our regular meeting on December 15th, 2025, and our reorganization meeting, January 1st, 2026. Can I have a motion and second on our regular meeting minutes of December 15th, 2025?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
Any comments, additions, or redactions to the meeting minutes as they currently stand? Without hearing any, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson? Yes. Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Can I have a motion and second on the regular meeting, the meeting of our reorganization meeting on January 1st of 2026?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios?
Any comments, additions, or edits, not redactions, edits to, I call myself now, to the meeting minutes of January 1st of this year? Okay, without hearing any, roll call, please.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Item number 6 on the agenda is resolutions. We have resolutions 47 through 53. Mrs. Stats, if you would give us the opportunity when reading them out, allowing us to discuss them if need be.
Resolution number 47 is to pay the bills.
Move it.
Albertson. Second, Rios? Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 48 is authorizing a jurisdictional agreement by and between the Borough of Dunellen and the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Move it, Rios?
Second, Sigmund.
Just for council members who may be newer to this, jurisdictional agreements, when it relates to a specific project in the downtown, this case 441, is basically giving the opportunity for the improvements to be done from the building to the curb, saying that between the property owner and the borough, we will take on the responsibility with the property owner, and that's not the NJDOT that will have to do it. So common practice, each project that we have, and so that's what this one is for, 441 North.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 49 is to amend the resolution from January 1st, 2026, number 25, appointing Daniel Frisella as alternate public defender and awarding a professional services contract for public defender to the law offices of Daniel W. Frisella.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Rios? Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 50 is to amend resolution from January 1st, 2026, number 7, declaring the official newspapers for the Borough of Dunellen.
Move it, Albertson.
Second.
Rios?
Rios.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 51 is authorizing the filing and settlement of tax appeals.
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Regarding tax appeals, February, the assessment cards will be going out, and you have until May 1st, if you disagree with that assessment, to challenge that assessment and appeal it. So just for the record.
Resolution number 52 is awarding a contract to Joe Fasano Heating and Cooling for the replacement of an HVAC system at the senior center, not to exceed $11,900.
Move it, Rios.
Second, Sigmund.
This is just specifically for the senior center, not the remainder of the building? Okay, perfect.
Replacing appointment.
No, well. Thank you.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Resolution number 53 is authorizing the award of a contract for the purchase and installation of server equipment for the police department in Borough Hall for an amount not to exceed $24,754.94.
Move it Rios?
Second, Sigmund?
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Did you want to say something?
No.
I thought you
I'm
did. I'm sorry.
chuckling to myself because Mr. Miller indicated that a 20-year-old HVAC system is old, and I was one of the first people in that field house to be able to use it. So I'm realizing I'm aging. That's why I'm laughing. So sorry.
Sorry.
I guess it is. Sorry, next on the agenda is item number 7. Age does sneak up on you. Consent agenda, 54 through 60. And if council could take a look, if there's any of these individual resolutions you would like to take out, we can discuss separately, and then we can do a consent agenda for the remaining ones. Okay, I'm getting the consensus that there's nothing to pull separately. So with that, can I have a motion and second on the consent agenda?
Move it, Sigmund?
Second Rios?
Roll call.
Mrs. Albertson?
Yes.
Mrs. Lance?
Yes.
Mrs. Rios?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Sigmund?
Yes.
And Mrs. Vandermark?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item number 8 on the agenda is council reports. Councilwoman Vandermark, anything to report this evening?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, the fire department ended 2025 responding to 481 fire calls, ranging from house fires to natural disasters. Members operated over 8,500 volunteer response hours and thousands more hours spent attending drills, meetings, and many borough events. And then second report was OEM. OEM conducted their inventory of their trailer equipment this past Saturday and tested generators and other equipment.
okay. So far,
And that's it.
productive year in the
That's
first 20 days. Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Rios?
Yes. I'd like to start by, that's really loud. I'd like to start by wishing everyone a happy new year. I hope everyone enjoyed the holidays and is starting 2026 feeling refreshed and ready to go. I'm looking forward to another year of working together, getting things done, and continuing to support our community. Excited to see what this year brings. Thank you. On to my report. Dunellen Public Library, we are actively seeking applicants for a new library director, for which a Master's of Science degree is required, as well as a part-time bookkeeper. Interested candidates may apply at the Dunellen Public Library or by email. Library programs remain in place, and all residents are encouraged to participate. Please check out our Facebook and website. Police and public safety. The police department remains focused on community safety, responsiveness, and professional service. I thank the department for its continued dedication. Here's a year-end cap of 2025. CAD entries, 20,643. Total arrests, 219. Motor vehicle tickets, 4,834. DWIs, 102. Motor vehicle stops, 3,372. Motor vehicle crashes, 235. Councilman Sigmund will add more on police statistics during his report. Greenbrook Flood Commission. The commission continues regional coordination of flood mitigation and long-term planning. The next meeting is scheduled for February 4th at 7:30. Downtown Management Organization. The DDMO continues supporting local businesses and downtown vitality with upcoming events, including Spring into Wellness and additional downtown initiatives. Dunellen Green Team. Sustainable New Jersey will be on a one-year hiatus, during which the Dunellen Green Team will focus on completing all required paperwork and filings to prepare for resuming activities. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Albertson?
No report.
No report. Okay. Council President Lance?
So the Recreation Department and Mayor Salento presented the house decoration contest winner with their prize on Christmas Eve prior to Santa around town. The winning house was at 316 Second Street and it looked quite beautiful. On Christmas Eve, one of the Dunellen enjoyed one of its greatest traditions, escorting Santa around town. The Recreation Department is always grateful to the Fire Department, Rescue Squad, and Police Department in their supports for making this a wonderful occasion for all of our residents. A big thank you to Mike Luthman for making the tour around town despite the cold weather. You all make this day a very special one for all of our residents. The Dunellen Recreation also hosted its annual Senior Citizen Holiday Luncheon on Saturday, January 4th at the Firehouse. It was a wonderful turnout of about 50 seniors. The Recreation Department is very grateful for the support from Mayor Salento and all of the council members and Business Administrator Alex Miller. Also thankful to the Dunellen Fire Department for the use of the hall and Chief Scott for opening up the building early for setup. Thank you to Carl Geiger for his piano entertainment during dinner, including music and sing-alongs. Lastly, thank you to all who helped serve the seniors, Recreation Commission members Jim Brennan, Kathy Wilson, and Tim Howard, Mayor Salento, Councilmember Trina Rios, and resident Lucy Cherry. And finally, Dunellen Recreation is launching a new spring break camp to provide families with a safe, structured, and engaging childcare option during the school break. The camp offers the same trusted staff and quality programming as our popular summer camp, with age-appropriate games, crafts, and recreational activities. The program supports all families by offering a feasible, flexible, and fun option during spring break. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Council President. Councilman Sigmund?
Yes, so, everyone sharpen your pencil, a lot to cover today. The Dunellen Board of Education had its reorganization meeting on January 6th. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Noel Isaias-Gianjaro for being reelected as the board president, along with Nicole Moore and Gregory Mitchell, who are the two newest members of the board. The meeting also included multiple presentations that clearly reinforced the district's goals of fundamentally changing the philosophy that guides how our children are educated. They were open about the real and necessary growing pains and where the district stands in the process of this 3 to 5 year realignment. Presentations also highlighted the measurable improvements made to business operations throughout the district, and after clearing their backlog, they are ready to proactively move forward efficiently. The board also received their 2025 annual comprehensive financial report, which showed a healthy financial status described as one to be proud of. Their $12.7 million fund balance and planned appropriations signal a posture aimed at positioning the district for large-scale capital projects and long-term stability. Roughly $3 million in grants were received, focused on supporting their educational philosophy. To support current operations, the board established their 2026 meeting calendar and appointed professional service providers. They reaffirmed the K-12 educational program and textbook list, while authorizing staff training in leadership and multilingual instruction. Additionally, the board renewed safety agreements with the borough and accepted $340,000 in grants dedicated to literacy and teacher development. Finally, the board heard remarks from a Dunellen resident. The comments added to the ongoing public dialogue concerning the district's direction and the community's expectations moving forward. Active participation from our residents is a vital component of local governments, and I want to thank her for her participation and encourage all residents to continue sharing their voices at both Board of Education and Borough Council meetings. The next Board of Ed meeting will be on January 27th at 7 p.m. For Public Works, I'd like to begin by highlighting the consistent efforts of our DPW crew. Beyond their routine maintenance of our downtown area, borough properties and parks, the team has successfully transitioned the town out of holiday season by removing borough decorations. And regarding the seasonal cleanup, our curbside Christmas tree pickup remains in progress through the end of January. Quick reminder for residents, please ensure the trees are placed on the curb without bag and completely free of lights and decoration. Unfortunately, if the tree is bagged or decorated, our crews cannot collect it. It has been a busy month for our roads. Our crews are out plowing and treating surfaces on December 26th, New Year's Day, most recently during the storm this past weekend on January 17th to 18th. And I'm sure they'll be coming up this coming weekend, I believe there's more stuff up. So to keep our infrastructure in top shape following these storms, they've begun catch basin inspections and cleanouts. The crew will be visiting the basins across the borough to ensure they are clear and free and structurally sound to handle the runoff. Behind the scenes, the mechanic division has been working tirelessly to keep our fleet operational. This includes proactive servicing and emergency repairs for both police and DPW vehicles. Specifically, the mechanic has been focused on maintaining our snow equipment to ensure we are ready for the next high forecast calls for accumulation. And to ensure that snow plows can operate freely and effectively, allowing the borough streets and roadways to remain accessible for essential and emergency functions, parking restrictions will be in effect. These restrictions commence 1 hour after continuous snowfall begins and ends 12 hours after the snowfall stops. During this time, no vehicles may be parked, stopped, or left abandoned on any streets within the borough of Dunellen. Vehicles on the street during snow events will be ticketed and have been ticketed. Additionally, please refrain from directing snow from your snow thrower or your shovels onto the plowed streets, as this can create ice. For alternate off-street parking during snow emergencies, please use the following location: at the American Legion Post 119, McCoy Park, or Columbia Park. And finally, for DPW, the sidewalks bordering public streets must also be cleared of snow and ice within 24 hours of the snow ceasing. If not, the owner or occupant will receive a summons. Right, and for police and public safety, something I would just wanted to add to Councilwoman Rios's report is, while we often look at crime stats to measure police performance, there is a different story that I wanted to highlight, and this is the community care impact made by our officers each day. In 2025, there were over 4,000 purely service-based interactions. And these don't often make headlines, but they are the backbone of community trust and safety. So I have the data going January through November, so not including December. The police conducted 146 wellness checks, 29 lift assists, and 54 mental health calls. And these numbers represent hundreds of moments where our officers acted not as enforcers, but as caregivers, helping residents in their most fragile moments. In protecting the schools, there were 634 school vehicles, which signified that the police department has integrated itself into the daily rhythms of our schools, providing a consistent layer of security for our students and teachers. They also performed roughly 3,000 property checks. And this is when an officer checks a resident's home or local business. And highlighting service over citations, there were 70 calls for assisting the public, 41 for dispute resolution, and 30 for verbal altercation. In these cases, the officers arrived to de-escalate tension before they turned into violence, creating a safer, more stable community climate. And again, I just wanted to highlight this often not talked about aspect of what the police department does. And then for the Mayor's Traffic and Pedestrian Safety Task Force, I want to welcome our newest member, Joe Cummins, as well as thank Renee Bono for continued work on this task force. We look forward to a productive and informative 2026. And I believe I can hear the excuse me.
The call.
I can hear the bell ringing, so I will yield the floor before I'm at the meeting principal after this.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you spoke more tonight than you did all 2025, so congratulations. Councilman Scott.
I think he's competing with Councilwoman Rios.
Jeez.
So for Buildings and Grounds report, Captain Beaners, Sergeant Goldman, and Alex Miller met with LTW and TK1 on January 8th to review the security systems in Borough Hall, the police department, and the OEM office. The contractor, LTW, has started the wire work on Friday, January 16th. For the Greenbrook Flood Commission, Alex Miller met with a few residents to seek permission for right of entry for the Army Corps of Engineers to enter the property for future inspections and testing along the Green Brook. The Army Corps of Engineers is expected to survey the areas along the Green Brook this spring. And for Dunellen Shade Tree Commission, they held their first meeting on January 14th, and although I wasn't able to make the meeting, I received their minutes, and they're off to a great start with a number of projects and activities in the works.
Okay,
That's my report.
thank you. Okey doke. My report's actually pretty short this evening, so I'm upholding my New Year's resolution. Regarding Middlesex County Authority for the Recycling, MCIA, we are aware that some residents have been experiencing issues with the MCIA's recycling collection in the borough of Dunellen. We do take these comments very seriously and are actively sharing resident reports with Middlesex County through the MCIA to address them. So we kindly ask residents use the borough's recycling complaint form at nj.gov, at Dunellen-nj.gov/recycling complaint form. It's on the website. It's also on every single social media post that goes out about it. So we can continue relaying this information to the MCIA as they work towards a solution. North and South Washington Avenue sidewalks. Sidewalk replacements has been completed on South Washington Avenue from North Ave to the train bridge, including new concrete footings for streetlights. The next phase will include the installation of decorative light poles and new trees, shade trees, ones that root downwards and not outwards, because I know there was concerns that trees will uproot the sidewalk system, but there are trees that are made specific or don't do that. Additionally, the sidewalk replacement was completed on North Washington Avenue between First Street and Dunellen Avenue, with new streetlights and footings installed between First and North Avenue. These improvements enhance safety, accessibility, and overall streetscape, and were done in part due to the NJDOT transit grant funds the borough has been awarded. So no direct impact to the taxpayer through municipal taxes. Regarding the state of New Jersey, on Tuesday, January 13th, I had the honor of attending the swearing in of the New Jersey General Assembly and the Governor Phil Murphy's final State of the State address in Trenton. Today, January 20th, I was also privileged to attend the swearing in of New Jersey's 57th Governor, Mikey Sherrill. In my role as President of the New Jersey Conference of Mayors, I just wanted to put on the record that I congratulate all new and returning members of the General Assembly and Senate. Wish them great success as they begin their terms representing the people of New Jersey. I also want to extend my best wishes to the Sherrill administration. As the legislature and Governor Sherrill take on these important responsibilities, I respectfully ask that they keep the needs of local government in mind as they debate and vote on legislation, because most times we get forgotten at the local level. So as Governor Murphy leaves office, I would like to thank him for his bipartisan partnerships we have developed during my time as mayor of Dunellen, and for his commitment working with local leaders across New Jersey and the New Jersey Conference of Mayors, in which I am associated to. While we may not have agreed on every issue, it's important to recognize and appreciate the dedication of those who have decided to serve our state. So as New Jersey enters a new chapter, I look forward to a continued collaboration that will strengthen our communities and move our state forward in 2026 and beyond, both in my role at the conference and as well as mayor of Dunellen. I do want to touch a subject. The borough of Dunellen has heard from a number of concerned residents regarding recent immigration enforcement activities throughout the state and country. And I want to take a moment to provide clarity and reassurance. The Dunellen Police Department is, and I'm just stating facts that are coming down from the state and attorney general's office. So this is not my personal opinion or partisan opinion. This is what is just fact. The Dunellen Borough Police Department is committed to protecting and serving all the residents and focuses on enforcing New Jersey's criminal laws to keep our communities safe. Immigration enforcement is handled exclusively by the federal government and is not within the authority or jurisdiction of the Borough of Dunellen or the Borough of Dunellen Police Department. Additionally, the Dunellen Borough Police Department strictly adheres to the State of New Jersey Attorney General Directive 2018-6, also known as the Immigrant Trust Directive, which prohibits local law enforcement from participating in federal immigration raids or taking any law enforcement action based solely on an individual's actual or suspected immigration status. This directive does not restrict the department from enforcing criminal laws of the state of New Jersey or complying with valid judicial warrants or court orders. The Dunellen Police Department will continue to abide by the Attorney General Directive 2018-6 so long as it continues to be upheld by the current Attorney General and Administration, Mikey Sherrill. The Borough of Dunellen remains committed to fostering a safe, respectful, and welcoming environment for everyone in our community within the legal bounds of our jurisdiction, and that is important to say. So it's also noted Governor Murphy signed into law A 6308 S 5036 Safe Communities Act, which is basically legislation that directs the Attorney General to develop statewide model policies to ensure that essential public institutions remain safe, welcoming, and accessible to all residents. And so in my role as Conference of Mayors and in the League of Municipalities, I know we're going to be discussing these and hopefully having some input on what those guidelines that might come out in the next 180 days. So just wanted to put that on record. We have brought up in the past Directive 2018-6 in council meetings, so the public is aware of them, because I know it's been a question, but those are just the facts. We follow the Attorney General Directive 2018-6. Okay? That being said, we do not have a council discussion this evening. Number 10 is department head meetings. IT. Okay. Legal?
No report.
Okay. Clerk's registrar's office?
Yes. Dog licenses must be renewed during the month of January as required by the state of New Jersey and chapter 103-04 of the Code of Dunellen. The state law requires that in order to issue a license, the rabies vaccination must not expire prior to November 1st of the licensing year. Spayed or neutered pets are $10 and written proof is required, and non-spayed or neutered pets is $13. That is it.
Okay, thank you. Recreation? No report, all covered by Council President. Okay. Anything from the administration? Okay, DPW. Ditto. Okay. Police, good to go? Thank you for your service. OEM certs, all covered by council members. OEM, just said that. Rescue squad, anything to report?
Yes. In 2025, the Dunellen Rescue Squad responded to 420 calls, including requests for aid from Greenbrook, Middlesex, Bound Brook, South Bound Brook, South Plainfield, and Piscataway. We participated in and provided medical coverage for multiple township events, including but not limited to the Memorial Day Parade and Service, the 5K Run, the Carol Fest, the Street Fair, National Night Out, 9/11 Ceremony, the Haunted Trail, 2 trunk or treats, and Christmas tree lighting, Santa around town, and multiple high school football games. We have accepted 7 new members and are currently processing 3 new applicants for 2026.
Good work.
We had 5 people graduate from EMT class and pass the national test, including Selena Solomon, who passed her exam in December. The department's ongoing training included an average of 2 training sessions per week. In addition, we have 10 hours per member for annual regulatory compliance training and hosted approximately a dozen CPR classes for our members and members of the community, with each EMT also going through an additional 25 hours of continuing education requirements. Members also attended training through FDNY, including snake bite venom, technical rescue, and aircraft emergencies. Our members attended monthly business meetings of the nonprofit corporation and several department holiday celebrations. And members provided, while off duty, mid-air medical services on a transcontinental flight.
Wow.
Our fundraising efforts included 2 fund drive letters sent out to the town and receiving a grant from Verizon.
We were able to recover quickly from the damage to our primary response ambulance due to flooding in the tent that we are located in behind the fire station, with only a 3-week period of the apparatus being inoperable. 2025 was also a year of sorrow, as members gathered together for the funeral of member Elizabeth Ditter. The family expresses their gratitude for all of those from Dunellen who came to honor her life of dedicated service to the borough.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Chaplain, anything back there for fire department, fire company? Okay, amen. Okey doke. Okay. No other department heads I see. Without further ado, we'll open the floor to item number 11, public comments. We ask that you kindly state your name and residency, whether you're joining us in person or virtually. We're here to hear your concerns, address your questions. Yes, Mr. Morgan.
I'm getting an education, let's say. Tonight I've asked some questions, I found out some things, I heard something. And then like 805 Front Street, my dead end street. Last couple of snows that we had, cars are still parked on the street. I understand they're being ticketed privately.
Yes, tickets are mailed home, and we can attest that several hundred have been issued over the last several months.
The reason why I ask it is I can't understand if they got ticketed the first time, now they're getting ticketed the second time, and because they're not moving. So is that trying to tell me that they ain't that intelligent?
I'm not making that comment. I'm just telling you they are ticketed, and whether they've made the decision to abide by moving their vehicles or continuing to get ticketed, they, I guess, made that decision.
I mean, we're talking about the same amount of cars, you know, and I know the road department's out there trying to get in and out
Yeah,
between these
no,
cars.
I know.
And it's getting to the point where I even see people, older people like myself and Dunellen, who I guess left their car out back and they said back when nobody else is moving their car, and they don't know that they're getting ticketed privately. Back in the time, there's probably the old days. They used to go down the street with the you know, the speaker on the cop cars, and they said you gotta move your cars from the street to the snow. We don't have that anymore. Those little signs we got in the street corner, a lot of these apartments on Front Street, Sanford, to the dead end, are apartments with a whole bunch of people in there. You think they're gonna take notice of that, or, you know what I'm saying? You know, or the landlord should probably be telling them, which I doubt he is. But, it's, you know, so there's no warning, you just get ticketed, supposedly, that's what I'm hearing, right? And they're doing all the streets, or they're just sitting, only so many tickets you can give out, I guess, at one time, you know what I mean?
They're ticketing. It's all good. They're ticketing, I have a lot of water for you.
Yeah, but thank you.
They're ticketing, on a consistent basis.
Cause you're gonna have an overwhelming amount of people in the courthouse here. Go, I didn't know, I didn't hear nothing, this and that, all I see is a sign, now they told me about it. You know, small sign in the corner, so.
Well, it goes home in the tax insert annually. It's on, it goes, I think it's quarterly actually, that we send out the information. At least at the first of the year, we always, the first tax insert always has all the graphics that show you, like, the government directory, it shows you all the ordinances that you need to abide by. If you're a new resident, you get a letter sent home that shows you, and there's a whole new residence page, and apartments are getting them too. So there is process in which the information is being issued. At some point, people have to be accountable to themselves as well.
Yeah, cause I just see the same amount of cars out there, and I said.
No, look, we have conversations with legal all the time about how do we have a lot of the issues, how do we resolve these issues in a constitutional way, and a common sense way, and a practical and logistical way. So I hear you, and we understand it's a concern.
Especially at dead end streets, I mean, they could, they only got a narrow way, it's very hard to plow. And
No, I understand, Mr. Morgan, we totally understand. We've had these conversations over the last two storms specifically, because other people have reached out to us and said people aren't moving their cars when they should be moving their cars.
By the way, how much does it take?
I think it's $75.
Hey, what else to shop?
I think it's 75, Mayor.
Yes. Yes.
You're making some money this year, huh?
So
Nothing is done for revenue. Law enforcement is not done for revenue.
the tickets are given out, not every single car is gonna get a ticket, because it's impossible to do that, but the officers are giving tickets out besides. They get accident calls, DWIs in the night where they have to die to that too, so they get pulled off that.
Now, if we can't do, like you said, you only give out so many tickets, so many cars, can't we go back to going up down the street and say, hey, you gotta get off the street, snow's here, snow's coming, that.
Well, I think there's a truck in the firehouse that has a plow attached to it too. You wanna volunteer and be the one that gets on the loud?
I don't think you're paying for that. If you wanna, cash it, you gotta remember, we're a volunteer.
I understand. So.
We are here to fight fire, not to take care of fire.
We agree, we, like the mayor said, it is a concern, and we tried, with the police, it is aggravating.
I mean, back in the day, Mr. Morgan, there was no other source of providing information outside of a telephone.
No,
So,
they also had, you contact us home, but then they would go up down the street on the police, the police.
that's what I'm saying. So that's why they did that. There was no other source,
Yeah.
really, if you think about it. Now you have the internet, we can insert, we have information. The Dunellen report has information, and that goes to every single address. The last edition of the Dunellen report front page, you can even read it in Spanish, had the front page had it. And that goes to every single address, whether you're a single family home or somebody who is renting it. They go through an EDM system, so every single person who resides here in business that operates here gets that.
And I know the police officers, they can't do it all, I don't, and I understand it, if you're, on my share alone, you're gonna make a profit, okay? And that poor guy's gonna be right, like,
You have other questions, Mr. Morgan? We do have a 5-minute limit on,
Okay,
resident
sorry.
speaking.
I'm sorry.
I'm being generous. Do you have any other time, questions?
No,
We're here to answer them.
I'm getting an education,
You're getting it.
okay. That's it,
That's it?
I'm just waiting for the next call.
No, I asked you another question. I was just saying move to a different topic. That's all I said.
No, that's it.
That's it? Okay. Thank you, sir. And just so we're all aware, Mr. Morgan's celebrating 50 years of marriage with his beautiful wife, Nancy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Best.
Jeff Best, 401 Madison Avenue. Two issues. The first one, when I came in tonight to attend the meeting, the front door was locked. This has happened multiple times. When we have open public meetings, please make sure that's dealt with.
Yeah, that door used to always be open outside of this past several months that we.
It's probably
Have it
because
now.
we're on a different date or something.
Well,
I don't know.
I think that did happen tonight, because we're on a Tuesday schedule instead of
Right.
Monday, but normally it is open.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention is to mention about the notifications that used to go out over the loudspeakers. Back in the day when Chief Jerry Capella was the chief of our police department, the rescue squad used to be called out to go around and do those notifications. And we used to do that as volunteers. But the problem became, we started getting complaints that the rescue squad should not be here to threaten members of the community. So we did stop doing that and making those announcements, and that's what it was looked at.
Yeah, I think the remark would be made even more so if you have the police doing it.
Yeah.
I think they could be spending their time.
It was warnings to people about trying to keep them from getting fines and citations. I understand, and just one of the concerns that Mr. Morgan brought up, I understand that our police department is very busy, but I also understand we have a parking authority. Maybe this falls more under parking, I don't know. Just as an idea.
Well, yes, but I think, I don't think you consider parking authority as an emergency agency, emergency service agency. So we probably want to put them in the spot of putting them out during a snowstorm. So that would be my argument to that. But look, the point is taken. We're trying to find ways in which there's better notification, ways we handle this and address the concern. We revisited the ordinance, maybe it could be progressive ticketing, I don't know if we're able to do that, but the concern is heard. And we will work towards addressing it, and in terms of the door, that was probably the first time I've ever seen that happen in my almost 20 years being up here, so to be honest with you. Sorry that it happened, it wasn't intentional, and there was, just for the record, access through the other side of the door, and you can attend virtually, so we weren't trying to obstruct the public from joining our meeting. Other members of the public, please, anybody have questions or statements? Anybody virtually? Okay. I guess that means we can move on to item number 12, which is adjournment. We have resolution 61. We're gonna close the public meeting comments and go to resolution 60.
Adjournment. Can we have a motion and a second?
Move it, Sigmund.
Second, Vandermark?
Before I ask for roll call, our next council meeting is February 2nd at 7 PM. You can join us here or virtually, and we're always here to address your concerns and answer your questions. So can we have all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.